So I got a little project here, and that is this tree right here. You can see it's leaning a lot. There she go. You can see it's leaning out, and because there have been a lot of wind the last couple days here, so the wind kind of took it, and yeah. And the problem is that these trees have catched it, and if not, it would just fall down on the ground. But they have not, so let's go ahead and try to get a rope around it somewhere and try to pull it down. So I got one end tied up there, and let's hook it to the tractor here, and then is it just to try to pull. Should hold. So I'm not really getting the right angle here. I'm kind of pulling too much that way. So I'm kind of just pulling the tree back to where it's, supposed to sit. I should pull more from like that angle. But that's kind of hard because I can't pull from that angle. Or I have to pull like right out to the top. Then it also would work, I think. I'm gonna have to figure a little bit on this. It's kind of scary walking under it too. Or you shouldn't do that actually. When it's just hanging like this, that's kind of dangerous. But the whole tree is moving though. When I'm pulling the whole thing back. So I think if I just get the right angle, I think I should definitely be able to pull it down. So I think I'm just gonna continue pulling as I did there, because as you can see, it's not hanging on by many branches. It's just the absolute top of some branches there. So I think if I just pull, it's kind of gonna, let go a little bit at a time, and eventually it's gonna fall down. So it's the next day here, and I'm back here, and you saw me try to pull this down here yesterday, and it's not gonna go because it's still standing too much there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fell this, and as you can see here, I've been spending the morning here cutting down just tons of brush and crap, and yeah, it's looking a lot better. Just gonna have to get rid of that pile over there later. And this is my grandparents' property, and they wanted me to get rid of some brush here because it was starting to grow up just a ton of it here. But Let's see if we can get this tree cut down. Got a little V-notch cut in that side. And it's so nice to have a complete new chain on this thing because it got so nice. Because the old one, the tooth was pretty much, yeah, it was too small to sharpen anymore. So changed it and it's just super sharp. So that turned out pretty good, except it's stuck in the tree there. It is stuck in the tree there. So I'm just gonna take the tractor here or hook the rope to the tractor and give it a little pull and it should fall down. It did go a little too much that way. More than I liked, but yeah. So that worked out really good there. And now when it's down, it landed pretty perfectly. And I was kind of scared because it was of it hitting the boat there. Because if it would have gone, you know, it would have hit the boat if it would have gone more here, not over there. But just just beside the boat is perfect. Yeah. And now, just to go ahead and cut this whole thing up into firewood. And about firewood here, to get the right length firewood, I've seen people do a lot of different things, but a real easy way is just to use the tool you have with you. Mark on the saw. We want like 50 or slightly less, so I'm just gonna mark here 48 centimeters right there. And then you know this is not gonna be exactly, but you know, at least it's roughly the right. And then what you do is you just line up that mark there, and then you just look there and see where it ends and go cut. So there we go, the whole tree is taken care of here. Now it's just to take all the pieces of wood I cut in here to throw them out here. So that's a pile out here. And why I threw it here first is because you can see there, that tree and that tree is completely dead. So I thought, you can see it's just rotted there. So I thought I'm gonna try to cut those down too. And when you fell other trees on top of where you already have one tree, you kind of hide these pieces, the firewood pieces that you cut. These doesn't have much brush, but yeah, you kind of cover it up so it's easier to take that out first. So this didn't work out great. You can see I didn't see that branch up there. It's kind of holding on the other tree there. So that is kind of holding it up, I think, which is no good. So I don't really know what I'm gonna do now, because I have a tree that is cut off there, that is standing. But I think I have a plan. I'm just gonna get the rope, hook that around there, get the tractor and just pull it that way. I think that would work. There we go, finally got this tree pulled down here. That worked perfectly. Just hooked it on the trailer first and that didn't really work, so I had to take the trailer off and just hook it directly to the tractor there. That was just to pull that down. Yeah, you can see it's just completely rotted, so that will probably have fallen sometime eventually. And then it's just that tree too. Yeah, that was kind of stressful having this thing, you know, sitting there with pretty much nothing securing it down there and hold up there by a branch, and you could pretty much fall any way, any way. But yeah, either way, that worked perfectly. So let's just cut that up too. So got this tree cut down too, and it's actually on rotted here towards the top. It's actually pretty good. I did get kind of, thought that it would be very rotted when I saw this, but it's really just the bottom couple pieces that is rotted. And I've had some lunch, and of course it's gonna start raining now. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get these. This last tree down, and also I'm gonna cut these 2 branches more or less down there. So I'm gonna start with cutting these down. So that did not really go as planned. The first one I thought would get stuck, but I thought the last one here would come down, but yeah, kind of went backwards, or I pulled it backwards. So yeah, let's just cut this one up, and we'll pull the other one down with a tractor there. So this time I've been a little smarter. I hooked the rope before I cut it off. So I hooked it up there, and then I pulled it along and around that tree, so I get a bit more straighter pull, the way it should, the way it's gonna fall. So this tree is also down. That worked really perfectly. Just couldn't get it over with the wedges. Like it started to move, but wasn't enough. So just took the tractor and give it just a little pull, and it fell over. So let's just get this cut up too. Now all that is cut up. It's just that piece left that we have to pull down. Probably should have moved the chainsaw, but I made sure nothing hit it. So I got all the pieces of wood that I got from all this brush. It's not big stuff, but you have to get rid of it somehow, and it's the easiest way to just cut it up and burn it. And now all this is cut up, and it actually got quite a bit of wood here, and also that, so probably be 3 loads or so here. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get all this loaded up. Got this loaded up here a bit. Not a, could load a bit more in the front there, but this is not going to fit in one load, so then I have to drive twice, so it's no point of overloading it more than you need to. So now just to draw this away and dump it off at the place there we have our firewood. So it is here we got our firewood. It's a pretty big pile, which is a problem because it's pretty well full. And we got quite a lot of trees that is gonna come down this year. Oh, look at these. Oh, they are nice. Look at those. They are like super nice. Look at that, it's super big too. Oh, look at that. They look like you can eat them, not like they're, yeah, too old. Yeah, those was really nice. Yeah, so let's just dump this here, and I'm trying to dump as far into the corner here as I can because there's a lot of trees that's gonna come down this year, so it's gonna, fill out quite a lot here. And it's getting kind of tight on getting in here with the tractor when it's all full. Yeah, let's just dump this off now. So, got one load done, just to load up another load and haul it away too. And I put it here on the screen what I was home eating a little bit, and I just walked right out of the door pretty much, and I saw this. I don't know what they are called, but yeah, thought that was kind of funny. And they wasn't scared at all. They just stood there and looked at me pretty much. So I got all these loaded up, and I thought it would fill way more than it did. So I didn't thought I would get it all on, but that was no problem. So we're just gonna have to clean up some branches here, but we've got one thing left to do. And that is to cut these stumps off. I don't like to leave them this tall. It's kind of ugly, so I'm just gonna cut it off there or something like that. And for that I have an old, kind of not super dull, but it's old and worn out. And yeah, so it doesn't matter if I'm gonna cut in some dirt or whatever is between these trees there. So yeah, let's just cut that. So, there we go. I think that looks a lot better. Having these cut a little bit lower there. we're all done here. All the trees are gone and everything, and I just kind of raked away a little bit of the branches here from this little, I don't know, trail, walking path, whatever. Yeah. And then all this brush that is here, we're gonna eventually have to take care of. But for now, I'm just gonna leave it here, and I got other things to work on, which is my tractor, which I'm on restoring, and I can leave a link up here in the corner if anybody's interested. And this is just the first tree project this year. It's gonna come a lot more. We got some, well, quite a lot of big trees to take down, so I think that's about all for this video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.